So here we are, another installment of How the Heck Do You Do That? We're going to join this handle to this mug. Both of them are porcelain, and so porcelain is really challenging to join. So if you can do this method, it will work for almost any other clay, because porcelain is the hardest. So first, I'm holding the camera so it makes it harder to explain everything. First we're going to score the end of this and then slip it, and then I will carve the spots here because I don't want to have a black stripe underneath my handle. So I scored the end of this using this tool right here. And then I usually dip it in water a little bit, and then I'll put slip on the ends. This cup I carved the places out and scored it and also dabbed water on it. And now we will dab slip on it. Slip is perfectly mixed wet clay, and it's really good for joining. What can happen if you're not careful joining is you can get to the bisque or even the high fire stage, and then your handle will pop off. Sometimes your handles will stay on all the way to the high fire and then they will pop off. So this is what I do with porcelain, and most of the time my handles stay on. So I have the slip on this end and this end, and I'm going to set down the camera and push them together. My handle on, supporting it from the inside and the outside, and my handle is the right wetness or stiffness to make it easier to push it on. That's why I make my handles ahead of time and then let them stand. I'll show you that in another video. I usually, this slop that's around here, I usually don't worry about that right now. I usually carve it flat later when I'm ready to carve the image into the whole mug. The shape of the handle is, now you can adjust that. I sort of adjusted it before I turned the camera on. It was a little bit down, and I pushed it up because a higher roundness on your handle is more cheerful and optimistic. And right now you can do this also if you you can take your finger and make it wet and pull and even extend the shape. You can even make the handle shape longer by just, depending on how wet your clay is, by pushing on it with a wet finger, as long as you don't pull it off your cup. So I can't remember if I already talked about how the cup looks, how the handle looks on the cup, but that's sort of a growing process, and sometimes I like to make purposely awkward handles. Like this one isn't too awkward. I kind of like it, but it's not as high-reaching or as cheerful as it could be, so I sort of am interested in that. The handle isn't trying too hard. And then this mug right here is an example of a purposely awkward handle, and for some reason I really kind of like how this mug turned out. This mug is not trying to impress you, but I like it right now. It has ginger tea in it, and this is a mug that I didn't carve and I didn't finish the bottom, but I let it live anyway. And this is black slip, and it turned brown a little bit, but anyway, it has a nice quote: "Even as a great rock is not shaken by the wind, the wise man is not shaken by praise or blame." So, and I like that the mug is imperfect. So I forgot to tell you an important part about putting handles on porcelain. Now we need to cover it with plastic. No matter how well you put that handle on, the plastic needs to help the handle and the body of the cup dry at the same rate. With other clay bodies, you might not need to put plastic on it after this, but also since we're going to carve it, it's important to keep the plastic on. But even if we weren't going to carve it, the handle would pop off if we didn't leave it for days in plastic, so that all the humidity can equalize inside there, and everything will be even and dry evenly. So that's the other important part I forgot to tell you. Have a great day. Bye.